How you doing, guys?
Good, good. We're
Hiya.
good.
Very
Wonderful.
well.
We're in New York City.
I'm sorry.
We're in New York City.
Oh,
So why wouldn't we be good?
well, congratulations on this series. First of all, I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Um, and this is obviously based on Steve Jones's autobiography. Craig, can you talk about just the process of bringing it to the screen?
Sure, sure. Well, Gail Lyon, our American producer, one of our American producers, brought the book to me, and then I listened to the audio book. I was in LA and I was working on another project, and as you know, in LA, you tend to be in a car driving a lot. So I listened to the audio book, and Steve Jones actually reads the audio book, and I fell in love with Steve through hearing his voice read his own story. There was a whole other layer of complexity and self-deprecating humor and vulnerability in Steve's voice, hearing him read his story, that I absolutely fell in love with. And of course, punk was very influential to me as a kid in high school and later at drama school. I grew up in Australia in a Australian beach suburb, which is kind of antithetical, you would think, to what punk was. But what punk stood for me, was authenticity and realness. And I was very aware of how it changed culture. So yeah, that's what brought me to the story.
Thomas, Malcolm as a manager seemed opportunistic at best. He kind of just orchestrated the whole thing. It kind of reminded me of a reality show producer who put together a band. Can you talk about the line between being ingenuous and being honest and how you portray the character?
Yeah, I didn't want him to come across as a baddie. I think he was just very, he had this vision, and I think he truly believed in it, and he truly set out to do something revolutionary and to do something that meant something. And do something truly artistic and unique and important. And anything that kind of got in the way of that, I think he just would brush aside, and he was just kind of fixated on this goal. So I don't think I don't believe that he was. I don't think he did anything with any malice. I think he was a proper artist and a bit of a genius, really. And from people that I met that knew him, most people say that, yeah, I mean, he was bizarre, but he was kind of fantastic, and they always say that he made them laugh. He was a funny character, and I think he was troubled in his own right, and he wanted to just. He was always looking to do something that was a bit risky. Like, his ideas shouldn't really work on paper. But he wasn't afraid to take the risk and to try and see if they worked. And some of them didn't work at all. But the one that worked really well was forming the Sex Pistols, that completely changed music forever.
Craig, you're in the process of bringing it to the big screen. How much did you rely on Steve's book versus other information that's out there, fact versus fiction? How much do you consider about storytelling versus factual information?
Well, I mean, you always have to read all the material, do all the research, distill it, and then find the essential truth there, and then, in a sense, fictionalize it. I don't mean just make up ridiculous things,
right,
but you have to create drama out of it, because documentary does what it does brilliantly, and if you're just going to make a documentary, just make a documentary. So, but I read very widely, like Chrissy Hines' biography. There's a huge amount of material out there. We did a huge amount of research, and the research was ongoing even as we were shooting. Speaking to people who, like Vivian's children, for instance, Joe and Ben, but then you have to kind of put it all into this sort of, I guess, pressure cooker and create drama out of it. Because as we all know, life doesn't happen in a 3-act structure. But I think the challenge is to not dumb it down or trivialize it by making it into drama. That's the big challenge for me. And I hope we achieve that. That's up for the audience to judge. But you do bear a great responsibility. as a writer when you're basing something on people's lives.
Right.
You know,
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. Congratulations again on the series, and good luck.
pleasure. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.